got this in the way. Let's get that out of the way. There we go.
Here we go.
Let's see if we can adjust that a bit. So Black Flag Media from the truck live. We are out in this rainy day, and we just came back from Mississauga, and we were at, if you saw a live earlier, we were at a homeless tent encampment in Mississauga. It was a pretty sad state of affairs. You've been there 15 times.
Yeah, we've been there a few times. Our
This
group,
was my first time at that particular camp.
we tend to go by every 2 or 3 weeks, just to kind of keep an eye on what's going on.
Yeah.
Today, really, we wanted to drop off rat traps and more first aid kits.
Yeah. Did you talk to somebody when
Yep.
you dropped them off?
Yep,
Were they happy with what you brought?
Yeah, absolutely. So,
Rat traps.
yeah, so,
Just gonna adjust that a bit. Yeah.
yeah, obviously at night, I meant rats invade the tent. So they even eat from the tents.
Yeah, that's pretty
So
gross.
what we're going to try to do is we're going to try to put those traps outside the camp and try to draw them out. They have to hang their food. It's pretty.
Yeah, it's pretty. It's pretty sad, and it's it's pretty dirty, and okay. So this is a city truck. I'm just looking. We're here, back down at Dufferin Grove encampment. Oh yeah, that's a good idea. Sorry everybody if that fan was too loud, but trying to get dry and warmed up because we're out in the rain. So anyway, we're now back at the Dufferin Grove tent encampment, which is a nice camp. Like, they keep it really clean. But there was a truck in the center of the tents, and they just drove by, and it's a city. Oh, thanks, Freedom Lynn. Thank you for saying
Freedom
so.
Lynn's on, yeah.
Yeah, nice to see you on there. So it's a city truck coming in. Maybe just checking on them. I don't know. We didn't get out and talk to them, but he's just driven by. And so yeah, we're at this camp. But yeah, that camp there, and then there's a homeless shelter, and there seems to be conflicting information that I've heard, like from you, and then when I read that article in the Toronto Star just recently about the woman that died in that camp, that they do talk about refugees and the migrants being in that shelter. But when I spoke to the woman there today, and I asked were there migrants in there, refugees, she seemed to be saying to me no. But she did give me a number, so I might follow up on that.
Yeah.
So yeah, we're just kind of doing that today, and we thought we'd jump on and just kind of talk about whatever came to mind. But we just saw now, what's his name from the block? Can't think of his name, but the leader from the block. Hey, Mike. The leader from the block. Hey, share this out if you want, so people can watch it live. As we're on it. But yeah, I'm just trying to adjust this a little bit. But the leader of the block, because their deadline of their request is up today, and so will the block help topple the government? Really is the question being asked. And
well,
we'll see.
Even if they all join the Conservatives, he would still need help from either Liberals or NDPs, because the Conservatives and the bloc together still don't have enough to topple.
No. I got, like I say, 30 odd seats.
Presuming that Trudeau would have the NDP supporting him,
and they'd have some independence.
Yeah.
So then I don't know. I'd have to do the arithmetic. I didn't do that before this, so I can't say. But they would, who knows? They may be prepared to vote in a non-confidence motion and try and topple this government. So that's yet to see. Thank you, Mike. Thanks, Mike.
Well, there's two issues. So those two bills the bloc won. One is basically supply chain bill, which protects basically the Quebec dairy industry. It makes it law that can't be adjusted in any future trade talks. So I mean, it's a pretty bold request, because in the next trade deal, Trump is going to say there can't be any protectionisms for Canadian dairy. And the other one was to increase the payout on
OAS, the old age security. Yeah.
But here's the one big problem. right now it's not that Parliament is closed. Parliament still has debates every day. But what happens is the business of Parliament cannot proceed until Justin hands over unredacted documents concerning the Green Slush Fund. Now, for Justin to save his ass with the block and brings these two bills in to be voted in and passed, then he, in turn, will have to open up Parliament by supplying that paperwork. So this is what he's weighing. Also, in turn, the bloc can't present anything to make a non-confidence vote on because Parliament's closed. So there is grandstanding here, grandstanding on the bloc side, and then we'll see on Trudeau's side. But our mainstream media forgot to mention that today, that, there's no bills going through to be even voted on until he hands over the paperwork.
A motion given by, now again, this is live, so I can't okay, let's stop this and check. But bills can't go through, but I believe not motions can be presented. So if one of the opposition parties have enough, they can present a non-confidence motion. It can be voted on, I believe.
Okay. Right.
I believe, hey, you guys check that out and let us know, or we'll figure that out. But we'll see in the next day.
They seem
or so.
to make up the rules as they go along too.
Well,
anyway, but we'll see.
there's rules, but anyway, yeah. So there's all that going on. Of course, we have the BC election being kind of very suspect. A lot of suspect. So they've given it, from what I know, that the NDP, David Eby's got it back by a very slim margin. So, but definitely suspect on the election procedures in that situation. I also just heard that we don't usually do this, just like kibitzing without kind of, but I just heard who is it? New Brunswick, Nova Scotia, I think. They just, the premier just announced they want a snap election.
Right.
So that's something interesting. So the provinces are doing
yesterday too.
what? Yeah, in Saskatchewan. So Scott Moe's holding that. So that's good, and we'll see what happens with that. We've got Trump on the last week of his, the U.S. on the last week of their election campaigning. As some of you may know, Melissa and I will be going down to the States, and who knows, maybe Derek will join us at some point. I don't know.
I'll join
We'll
you for
see.
the night of the vote.
And so we'll be down there, and we'll give some updates to what we see down in the States, and we're definitely living in interesting times, to say the least.
Yeah.
But yeah, there's just stuff going on, and a lot of
well, there was today. So Trudeau had a cabinet meeting this morning, and apparently,
keep up the good work. Oh,
apparently, through everything of these backbenchers trying to get rid of Trudeau, apparently within the party there was mention that they'd have a secret ballot.
Oh yeah, they
Trudeau
were
in
talking
or
about
Trudeau
that.
out. But the cabinet this morning, after I guess Trudeau and them met, said no, that's not going to happen. So Trudeau's still hanging in there.
Oh yeah, well that's his nature. He's gonna hang on. Probably our only hope of him out will be an election, and then if he's still got to get voted in his riding, like we were discussing earlier. Maybe the bloc has hope, and like a real hope, that they'll take over Papineau, which is Trudeau's riding. That they'll take a lot of the a lot of the Quebec ridings.
Oh, they will.
So that's Mark Miller and Justin Trudeau and Melanie Joly and Stephen Guilbeault. Hates the dope. Yeah, no kidding. Yeah, I mean, we've definitely come to dislike that person very much. I mean, they're bringing this country into the wreck and ruin, and they keep saying, "Oh, we take it seriously. We got work to do." Oh, come on.
Yeah.
9 years. I was thinking about this earlier, something, see if I can get this right, my thinking on this. Like 9 years, and you basically destroyed Canada, trust in the government, all of it. You made a mess of this country, but it's like it took you 9 years. Like, couldn't you have done that in the first year?
Oh, yeah, no.
Like,
they,
why?
They
You
brought
know,
this
come
country
on.
to its knees.
Oh my God, what a bunch of crazies. So we still have court cases going on. If anybody saw the video I put up yesterday, I had a little chat with the lawyer for the that was representing the JCCF, the Justice Center for Constitutional Freedom, and they're putting an appeal through for the court case that Paul Champ, who's the lawyer who's representing the Ottawa residents. And hey, anybody who's in Ottawa, and I don't know how far and wide this Happy Goat coffee company goes, like they sell coffee beans and stuff. Like, don't buy from them.
No, don't
go
buy from
into
them.
those shops.
There's a couple of Happy
sell it.
Goats there in Toronto, and I discourage as many people
Well, I
as
don't
I
know
can
where
from
they are
going
in
there.
Toronto, but I'd like to know where that is. But I also know on Ottawa, on Metcalf, there's that little like cafe. I think it has a French name. They sell Happy Goat coffee. Don't go in there. And yeah, let's just boycott those guys. Come on. And of course, Sexy Lee is doing her thing, and so anyway, you can look at that if you want to have a look at that video. But that's ongoing. It just keeps going. Clayton, I don't know when his court case is, but
Yeah, well, Clayton's got to decline the offer that they made.
oh yeah, of course,
which was
yeah.
a peace bond. So I presume he's already done that
Yeah.
before.
Hey, you know what I'd like you to talk about? That what you were discussing or told me, because I didn't know about this. The thing that Daisy talked to you about.
Oh yeah,
the
so
Jagmeet
I reposted it. So basically, the House leader for the New Democrat Party was referencing. Well, he referenced a couple of videos that Daisy made. One was revolving your friend. What's his name? Charlie. Charlie Angus.
Oh yeah, he's my best friend.
Yeah, we've both
Love
had
Charlie
had
Angus.
runs at him, and then one was the day after the big incident was with Jagmeet with his funny little basket bicycle.
Oh, okay, with his
So-
bicycle, right?
So basically, in the House of Commons, which they have parliamentary privilege, and Daisy explained it very well in that video that he made yesterday, and it's on our Facebook pages that I put them up, so you'll see it.
Okay.
So he basically called Daisy and all of us, or his videos that he's a right-wing extremist. So he and like everything in Parliament, you can't sue them for what they say, whether they lie or not, because that's parliamentary privilege. But Daisy defended himself quite well.
Yeah, I want to see that.
in his video. So I'll show it to
Yeah,
him later.
because for all those
But-
that don't know, I am locked out of Facebook. So sorry, no Facebook. Okay,
So
go ahead.
so I put it up last night on Patriots. Patriots for Freedom and the Black Flag site on Facebook, so you can go watch it. Daisy did pretty well. It's about 3 or 4, 5 minutes long, so I just say just watch it. And he did well on that.
Oh,
So,
okay.
but they consider us extremists. But
I'm getting tired of being called a right-wing extremist, and that's so ridiculous.
what it does show to me is they're getting scared, and I don't care what politicians say. They work for us, and
Yeah.
part of their job is to talk to us.
And
they
Charlie
can't-
Angus, come on, if you're listening, Charlie Angus, you know very well, you have no privilege on the sidewalk. And calling Canadian citizens zombies, I've heard it at least twice from you.
Yeah.
That's not good.
And by the way, if there is anyone in Timmins, he represented you. He's represented Timmins now for 20 years, 25 years. Do you know he doesn't even live in, I know you know, but he doesn't even live in Timmins. He lives in the beaches where Lynn
I gotta
lives.
find that guy.
Yeah, he lives in the beaches. He lives in the beaches, and he plays in a really, really bad band. And I don't even know if he's gone to Timmins even at all this year. So
Yeah, well,
you won't even get the choice
He has
to,
said he's not running again,
yeah,
so he
so-
probably figures he can do and say whatever he wants.
Yeah.
But we shouldn't even give him the time of day. But man,
exactly.
he's a thing, but he's a thing, all right. But they're getting, they're getting all scared because we actually stand up for ourselves and speak our mind. We're never threatening to them or anything. We just speak our mind, and they don't like to see that. So they're getting all scared, and they're scared because not even just that, they're scared they're not gonna have a job. And they're making $200,000-$300,000. I'd be worried if I was making that kind of money, and next thing I know I'm not.
Yeah, for
I'd
sure.
be pretty darn worried too. But so this is going down. I'd say the Liberals are definitely going down, but don't let that stop you. Like, we have to keep this pressure up, because who knows, they could rise out of something. And then we've got them again for another 4 years, or
Yeah.
oh my God, no.
Well, they're unfortunately what transpires in the States is going to have some influence.
Oh,
up
it'll
there.
have a huge influence
So,
on what goes
and
on
we're
here.
getting close.
Yeah, we're very close, a week away basically,
Yeah.
and we'll
We
see
could
who
wait
wins.
today, actually.
That'll be pretty exciting, man. Yeah. So anyway, we're up at this park here. Maybe I can show it to you then. It's kind of rainy. Sorry, everybody.
That's the heavy one.
Sorry, guys. Sorry about that. I dropped the phone let's see if I can turn that there. So there we are, outside of this tent camp, and I'm gonna we'll do some more film when we get out there. But
The uniqueness of this one is
Sorry about
that there's people here that make a
that's
conscientious.
what live is all about.
Yeah, they make a conscientious effort not to allow drugs in this one.
Yeah.
So they say now it's always going to creep in, but with these tent encampments, there's always 2 or 3 that sort of run the tent or look over the tent. Look over the encampment.
Yeah.
So they've done a fairly
Yeah, I think
good
they did
job
a pretty
here.
good job. Like
Yeah.
I was saying, if I ever have to go to a tent encampment, I'm coming to this one. Not that one in Mississauga. The Mississauga
because
one was really awful.
I've seen so many that are all different.
Yeah, different vibes and different type of
vibes,
people.
different different degrees. So
Yeah.
now each one requires different ones. Like Lynn had mentioned, so the one in Mississauga, like first aid kits become a big one because there's rampant drug use there. So needles things gets infected. There's a gentleman there that I talked to, and he's getting better, but he has a staph infection which caused flesh-eating disease, which is MSRNA, I believe. So so we helped him out a little bit there, but he's got to go to the hospital to try to get antibiotics. And then their big thing was rats. So rat traps, blankets, and first aid kits is what we took to them. Now this camp is a little bit different, where they're able to have an open fire. So we got some firewood in the back.
Thanks, Jeremy. That came from Jeremy's.
And just regular winter supplies. So we got a few blankets. Quite a few people donated. Thank you, Cheryl. Lisa too. Lisa contributed to this one as well. So boots, overalls, coats, and leggings.
Nice.
So we'll bag that up. And then every tent encampment needs water too. So most of them will say that they need water. Although some cities do bring that sort of thing to it. So
we will take what we've got and take this wood over to there, and hopefully there's somebody over there that can help haul this wood over, because I don't really feel like hauling it over. But
they have to come haul the wood.
yeah, so that's what we're up to, and we'll just keep you posted. Thursday, Melissa and I will be leaving Canada, crossing over from the Rainbow Bridge. And so if anybody's down that way and want to just sort of,
we have some people driving down. What we could do is you can actually park in the duty free. We'll kind of walk.
Yeah, yeah.
We'll kind of walk to the entrance there.
Yeah.
We'll do little stories.
Yeah. So we'll
Wish
probably
everybody good
come.
luck.
Yeah, we'll
Bring
come
some
on out
flags.
live again and
Yeah.
say with Melissa and kind of say hey and see you next. We'll just keep on posting some stuff up while we're down there and keep you guys. Obviously, you'll see what you see, on American live people, but you'll see from us and from the Canadian perspective, and it'll be fun. So we'll that's Thursday. So I think this is probably my last until Thursday,
Probably the last thing. Yeah.
you know, that I'm going to be doing. So anyway,
And Justin actually was supposed to come last Friday, never came to Toronto.
I probably
He
heard that
changed
you
his
were
plans
looking
at the
for
last
him.
minute.
Yeah.
I don't know what his plans are tomorrow. Hopefully,
He probably looks
comes
at
here.
your itinerary. You're
I think
looking
he
at
does.
his, and you're
I
probably
think
looking
I
at
think they try to find out where I am, and if I'm
Yeah.
busy, then he comes.
yeah, something like that. But like, okay, what's that itinerary, and what's your itinerary,
Yeah.
and then where's Freeland's itinerary? Yeah, we just got to keep track of everybody. But yeah, I'd like to see that thing that Daisy put up. That's Daisy Media, Chris Stacy. Hey,
Oh, also too, you guys can DM me because you mentioned Kristen Freeland.
yeah.
Well, election night, she's having a pub night for people that want to help celebrate Kamala Harris.
Seriously?
Yes, here in Toronto. So DM me, and then
Wow.
I've already told some people there. So in case I do go down to election night, I won't be there. But I'm hoping that
Wow.
we'll have freedom fighters go to that pub.
Oh yeah, holy
with
moly.
yeah, and say hello. So,
That's crazy.
yeah. So,
That's crazy.
and I think next week too is an off sitting week.
No,
So-
next week is still going. The one that's off is November
Oh
11th.
yes, November the 11th.
Yeah,
right.
so we got to figure. I'll be back by then, and then kind of figure out what we're gonna do for or individually, collectively, you guys, what we're gonna do for Remembrance Day.
Which is a
I don't
Monday.
know
So.
where I'll be, whether I go to Ottawa for it or I don't know. That's sort of, I was in Ottawa last year for Remembrance Day, and it was a little bit. I don't know. I just felt kind of disgusted watching
Well, it was
him
a
get out of
It was
his
a photo op for Justin.
getting out of his vehicle and glad handing people on the street. It really annoyed me, of course. But
Using
yeah.
Remembrance Day for a photo op.
All right, I think that's it.
That's pretty
A
much
long chit chat here, but so we'll see you guys whenever. Well, I'm gonna do. I don't
You'll
know
see us
whether I
Thursday.
film this or if I live stream this. Well, sorry everybody. I'm just adjusting.
it. I'll put it on Facebook too on
Um,
Thursday. I'll do a little bit of that.
Oh, okay. Yeah. So
Yeah.
keep
You're sent
tabs
off.
on us, and we keep tabs on you, and together we're gonna keep this Canada great. We're
Yeah.
gonna keep it great. Okay. Bye, everybody. Freedom.